The quarrel between Gordon and Duck lasted for hours. The other engines were cross. They all tried to calm them down, but their words fell into deaf ears as the two engines carried on arguing. One day, some of Scott's passengers went to see the Fat Controller at the station car park. They were the Railway Society and had asked the Fat Controller to hire out one of his engines to take them on a rail tour to the Vickers Railway Museum. The Fat Controller thought it was an excellent idea, and he took them all over the island to see all sorts of engines. They arrived at the Little Western later in the day. "Now," said the Fat Controller, "are there any engines you like to choose for your rail tour?" The man in charge of the society looked towards the engines. Perhaps that pannier will do." "Beg pardon, sir, but will do for what?" "You've been chosen to take the Railway Society on a tour to the Railway Museum tomorrow. These are passengers of Scotch." "The Railway Society?" Then he remembered about the City of Churros visit with them. "I remember now. You came with my cousin." "That's right. It's nice to travel behind a fellow Great Western engine like my grandfather did on Churro's visit." Duck was very proud. "Duck? Rail tour? Why choose a tank engine to pull such a train when the society could have had an engine that's related to one that brought them here?" "Well, Gordon, everyone sees something in an engine. After all, Duck is a famous engine, like all engines here, be it a speed record or not." "The man in charge made the right choice, though. He chose an engine that's related to a true record holder." Gordon, however, fumed, but Scott took no notice. Duck coupled up to his coaches that had been shunted by Dennis. Everyone took his photograph while they waited for Scott. As Duck popped along the main line, everyone cheered. It was quite rare to see him on other parts of the Fat Controller's railway.
"Look, Dad, that's Montague. He's fast like the City of Churro,"
cried a small girl happily. Duck whistled to her. "Thank you, young lady, but please call me Duck." He arrived at Vickerstown right on time. "You had a very good run today, Duck. Maybe we should call you the Flying Duck." They both laughed, and the man in charge climbed aboard the train. Duck thought about the name and smiled. Later, Gordon pulled in with the Kindly Limited. Usually Henry or Baird takes this train, but they had broken down, and Gordon had to fill in for them. "Hello, Gordon," said Duck loftily from the sidings. "Hello," huffed Gordon. "What are you so smug about?" "The man in charge of the rail tour called me the Flying Duck. A name good enough for a tank engine." "Like me." You? A little tank engine like you? Don't be daft. Silly Great Western engines. Oh, you all are a bunch of silly little Great Western engines. I'm not that little, muttered Duck. Later that day, Gordon was making his way home with the same train. Make way for the flying duck! Gordon was surprised to see that Duck caught up with him. You're up against an engine that's related to our visitor. See you at the big station, Duck. Don't be so boastful, Gordon. That record stuff is up for debate. I'm gaining on you. Express coming through. The two engines were neck and neck by the time they saw the skyline of Knapford. But Gordon suddenly stopped as Thomas was in his way with his branch line train. What the? I won! I won! The enthusiast all clapped and cheered for Duck. Gordon was very cross. While the crowds are still cheering on for Duck, angry passengers only greeted Gordon instead. Some had missed their stops, much to the annoyance of the fat controller. Gordon, what on earth is going on? Then he explained about his race with Duck. Oh, Gordon, that was an irresponsible idea. Mark my words, Gordon, if you do that again, it's off to the sheds with you. The same applies to you, Duck, for running at dangerous speeds. Yes, sir, they both replied. After he had left, Gordon and Duck glared at each other. But despite that, the Railway Society was so pleased with their tour that they decided to have Duck to take them to the museum once again. As the next day wore on, Gordon once again was pulling the kindly limited back to the main station. But then, race you back to the big station! Gordon jumped at the sudden surprise, but quickly regained his composure. Huh! You were lucky yesterday! They neared a signal box at Ellsbridge, and Gordon was in front. But just as Duck puffed in, he is switched onto the same track as Gordon. Duck's driver stopped the train and went to see the signalman. He came back looking glum. The signalman said that Scott departed Carlisle earlier than expected and is about to come through as in need of the express line that you were on. As Duck puffed along the local line at normal pace, he began to think about his teasing towards Gordon. Meanwhile, Gordon pulled into the big station first place. Pride of the line, pride of the line, he chanted. But his passengers didn't clap or cheer. Instead, they angrily went straight to the Fat Controller's office. The Fat Controller opened the door to see the commotion.
I miss my stop at Wellsworth. This is supposed to be a limited service, not an express service.
Then the Fat Controller glared at Gordon crossly. "Show, Gordon, you didn't learn your lesson from yesterday." Gordon didn't say anything. "You will stay in your shed until I arrange your punishment." "Yes, sir." As the big blue engine puffed away, Duck pulled in. He could see the Fat Controller looking at him crossly. "Please, sir, it's my fault." Duck told the Fat Controller what had happened between him and Gordon. "Chuck, I thought you know better. It doesn't seem like you to be rude to Gordon about his brother, and Gordon should have been rude about your cousin. But a race would not prove anything over this debate about who's the fastest. A punishment will be in order for the two of you. For now, I want you both to go to the sheds." "As you wish, sir," said Duck mournfully.